Welcome to this episode of the Comedy Defect Podcast. My name is Winter Phonander. I am the host of the show. Yes, that's right. This is episode not 33.2, but 34. Yes, we're back on track. Those of you that hated the fact that I added and fudged it, added a 0.1. This is not 0.2, this is 34. We're back on track. I'm actually counting in sequential order. Yes, I'm a grown-up now. I'm doing well. This is episode 34, as I say, once again, with Silly Iles. Sarah's taking her first 50-minute show to the Brighton Fringe and also to the Edinburgh Fringe. She's previewing that around the country. Details of that are on her website, which is sitcom.com. Add her on Facebook, like her page. Do it. If you like this podcast, you want to follow us on Twitter, we're there at The Comedy Defect. If you want to follow me, it's at Winter Phonander. But if you like this podcast and you feel like donating to us, we're on Patreon. Go to Patreon. Type in The Comedy Defect Podcast and donate as much or as little as you want. You can just chuck in £1. Look, it all helps. It'll get me to gigs where I'll meet people I can get on this show, people that interest you, that'll excite you, that people you want to hear about as well. It'll also get us some better equipment. I'll start doing videos. Look, every bit helps. If you can't do that, guys, just leave us a nice review on iTunes or Podbean or wherever you get your podcasts, because it tells people what we're doing and where we are. Or share your favourite episode. That helps too. What else has been going on with me? Well, I'm just trying to write my Fringe show. It's going great. Some parts are really coming together. Other parts kind of falling apart. But that's how you make a show. You know, creating and destroying. That's it, really. That's all I'm going to say about what's been going on with me. I've just been gigging a lot, just getting it together, preparing for the next couple of previews I got coming up. I say details of that will be on my website, which is winterphonander.com. You're going to really enjoy this episode with a very funny, very likeable comedian and actress, Silly Iles. Silly Iles, thank you for coming on the Comedy Defect. How are you doing?
Good, yeah, really good. It's a new year. It's very exciting. Lots of prospects. So, yeah, I'm gearing up for the Fringe.
Yeah.
Both Fringes. So I'm trying to write, which means I've done no writing.
Right. Yeah, just panicking about it. Just organising your stationery, right?
Yeah, so yesterday I was like, I'm going to write all day. And I cleaned the flat. And I made some excellent cakes. And it got to the point where I thought, I really should do some writing now. Sat down, but then I thought, well, I need a good cup of tea in order to write. Might as well make loose leaf tea, because that takes longer. And then my mum came over. So, I don't ignore my mum. That's rude.
That's fair.
Family
first.
That. Yes.
Family first, that's right.
Yes.
I wouldn't be here without them, that's right.
No.
And your show's all about your mum, is it?
Yeah. All about how I procrastinate and just spend all my time with my mum, because I'm a very successful lady. The first one I'm going to do the Brighton Fringe. And I'm going to do Chick-Ass Comedy, which I did last year with two other friends, Rialina and Robin Perkins. And then I am going to do my first ever solo show in Edinburgh this year.
Come on.
Yeah. I'm really trying to fight the fear and do it anyway, as they say. So yeah, I've called it the Silly Iles. Right, cool. Because I thought that'd be quite, cheeky. Nice. And I have no idea what I'm going to talk about.
Right, it's good. Yes. So, the fear, crushing fear.
Next question.
Here's a brown paper bag to breathe into.
No. Well, because last year I was doing a two-hander, but it did not go well at all because of the venue. I don't know if I told you, because the venue I got was a tent in the Three Sisters. So it's basically like performing in the middle of Magaluf, because it's just people grinding and doing unsavoury things after 9 o'clock. Really loud. The stage was on top of the drain. So all the piss, shit and vomit from the evening would be watered down from all the rain in Edinburgh into it. So then that would circulate around the tent and you couldn't really hear anyone. So it stank. Couldn't really say anything. So the girl I was doing it with, another great comedian, she was a one-liner and she's so intelligent that she just didn't get the audience that she deserved. So as I'm a bit more of a moron and I can just talk for ages, I ended up just doing loads of talking and material. And I thought, I can do it. I can waffle for 45 minutes. And try and get some money for it. So, yeah.
So you had a real tough time in Edinburgh last year?
Yeah, it was really hard. Oh. I mean, it was good in the respect that when I realised how awful it was going to be, people were really nice to me. Okay. And there were people who would turn up to do the spots even though they were hard spots. Because it was like doing it in Jongleurs, but in a tent. And then I applied to do loads of other spots, just so I could have the luxury of performing where there were walls.
Yeah. Oh, this is nice.
Oh my God, there's a wall! Oh!
Yeah. And you should be hating the room, not liking the room. Oh my God, it's so nice.
No, I was. I was like, I can hear myself. Yeah. The audience can hear me. So that was nice. And then, so I did loads of bits like that. And then I did some impromptu gigs where I just flyed on the day, like an hour before, and then just found a free room and just did a gig. That was weird, but really good fun. Yeah, so I enjoyed that too. So it was an experience. I feel like I'm a hell of a lot stronger now. Yeah. Yeah, I think if you can get through that much misery and still perform and still love comedy, you really are an idiot.
You're just like a glutton for punishment. I'll keep it coming.
Keep the self-loathing coming. I don't want to finish the Fringe liking myself. No, thank you.
This is not enough misery. I need more. No.
Yeah.
So what, apart from that, what else has been going on with you?
Well, unfortunately, the venue where I did my regular comedy burnt down on New Year's Eve. I don't know if you heard about the pub in West London that caught fire.
No.
Yeah, so it caught fire on Christmas Eve. A friend of mine was hosting the gig, and the whole place has gone up in flames. So that was my regular income.
Oh.
Yay!
Shit.
Which is awful, and I feel for the people that live there because they're absolutely lovely people and they work there as well. So what we're now doing is we're moving to another venue because it's all owned by the same company. So now we're going to try and set one up somewhere else. So it's mainly just everything being destroyed in my life, and now I'm just going to come out and carry on anyway.
Building it back up again.
Back up again. Just drinking cups of tea with my mum and pretending I'm a really cool person.
Okay.
But no, it's good.
That burned down in December.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah, my mate texted me. I just did the whole Happy New Year with my friends, and she texted saying, I've just climbed down a drain pipe. The place caught fire. I think it was like the Christmas tree caught fire because it was all wooden benches and open flames and stuff like that. And it's a brewery.
Yeah.
So obviously if anything's going to be more flammable, the Christmas tree was next to the brewery, so that all went up. So, yeah, they saw the smoke coming up the stairs, and she was just texting me saying that she was climbing down the drain pipe and she was fine. Everyone was fine, but really messed up. And then I watched it on the news. Well, obviously, I was doing the gesture for my phone, because obviously I watched the news on my phone. No one just turns on the telly anymore, do we? Go, oh, good. So really awful, but everyone's fine.
Yeah.
But I think it's just awful because it was an amazing venue. They had like a circus there, as well as the comedy, and it was every week. And it got to the point where we were really doing quite well. But then I think these challenges are sent to try us. I mean, obviously, Trump is coming into power today, so there are worse things happening to other people in the world.
How do you feel about that?
It feels a bit surreal. Like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the first president we're going to see assassinated in our lifetime. I'm just not sure if it's going to be today. I hope it's not today because I'm doing a gig tonight and I don't want to have to do new material. And
everyone's going to be doing that then.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
something about Trump.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
And so by the time I go on, I think when it's already been done, you know, and I don't want to talk about Brexit because everyone talks about Brexit.
You started comedy what year?
Oh, it was a long time ago. I think it's been 7 years now. It's been a long time. Because when I started out, I didn't realise that there were like two circuits. There's the open mic circuit in London and then there's the regular circuit. So I kind of got trapped on the open mic for like 2 years. But then I didn't know I wanted to do it for a career. And then I found it really intimidating. You know, when you turn up at gigs and you have other comedians who are like, oh, I've just done this, I've just done that. And you think, oh, what the hell am I doing here? I'm obviously an idiot. And so I did that for a while. And then I started doing sort of open tens on pro bills. And then was like, oh, this is really good fun. There's like an audience that have paid to turn up. They actually want to listen to you. Maybe I can do this. So then I started doing that. And then I ran an open mic for a while in Croydon. But then it got closed down because people got stabbed outside. Nothing to do with the comedy.
You're like a jinx, aren't you?
No, I know. And now your house is on fire.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god! Right, I'm going to unplug everything.
I think I am Final Destination at the moment.
Okay,
so
great.
And actually,
I'm glad to have you on.
No, because I just reminded me, my hairdryer caught fire last week. There was a live wire that was exposed, so flames came out the front and the back, and so I just screamed and threw it down. The plastic melted into the mirror. And it singed the carpet, not a touch on me. I feel like Bruce Willis in Unbreakable.
That's insane.
I know. So I feel like...
Just make sure you don't fall asleep in the bath, that's all.
No, I know. Almost did last night. But yeah, if you want me to do this outside, that's fine.
Yeah, I think I've got a fire blanket nearby, I think.
Is there a fire extinguisher nearby? Let's just make sure I don't burst into flame. Or your heater's off, that's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Good. Okay, right. Anyway.
Prone.
Maybe.
Well, no, they're happening to me. I haven't effectively done anything.
Yeah, but... I guess they're not happening. They're not happening to you. They're happening around you, though, aren't they?
Yes,
really?
And I'm fine. Like I've still survived.
Oh, great.
Like they're trying to kill me, and they just can't succeed.
Yeah.
That's
like
good. Actual death, not like death on stage. There's like actual death following me around.
Yeah.
But I think it's just to remind me that you should live each day as it comes and enjoy life.
Can't wait to be on another bill with you then. That's great.
So we can't do the gig because the microphone's caught fire after Sarah's set. So everyone's now got to leave. Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it's not that bad.
So what do you do in the day? What else do you do?
So on Mondays and Tuesdays, I have a part-time job at a wine company in Mayfair.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I love my wine. So
okay,
it's
cool.
really good.
Yeah.
So I do HR, which people find quite ironic. So I'm quite PC in my day job. Obviously highly professional. I am qualified as an HR person as well, which is hilarious. So then I just gather all the stories during the day. And then obviously don't tell them on stage in the evening because that would be unethical. I wait until I leave that organisation and then potentially maybe, although I've never done this, tell them a gig as and when they arise.
Yeah. Situations.
Yeah, well, because it's just when you're HR, I think why I love it is you're the heart of all the gossip. Yeah. Everyone comes to you with their problems and you're like, oh my God, you did what? And you can't tell anyone. Where? With who?
Are you supposed to be typing this up? No, I write it into this little black book. It's safer that way. No one else will know about this.
But it says jokes on the front. I'll just ignore that. It's just what I do to disguise my notepad, my HR notepad.
You get loads of stuff there.
Really can.
And HR really aren't. They say, oh, HR is like, to support the employee. They're not. They're there to assassinate them, aren't they? Oh yeah, we'll just help you with that.
Yeah, that is the general... Well, no, because you're only ever seen when you're hiring people and then they're trying to impress you, or when you're firing people.
Exactly.
And if there's anything in between, basically, if you're a good employee, you don't know HR. If I know who you are, and in fact I've read your file, then you're in trouble. Yeah, totally. Because that means you're a problem employee and I'm not going to like you. Although, there is this stigma that we enjoy firing people, and I genuinely have not enjoyed it when I've done it. Okay. I thought I would, because there was one guy I really, really fucking hated, and he really deserved to get fired, and he didn't know he was going to get fired, so I woke up and I was like, yes! And I genuinely felt awful when I was doing it, because he started sweating and he looked like he was going to cry, and then I thought he was going to punch me, and then it was one of those, oh dear, I need to get security, because we're going to have to escort you out, because he was a troublemaker, but he didn't realise we were going to fire him, and that was tough. Whereas, because you always think if you hate them, you're going to enjoy firing them. It's just a myth.
When you see the misery on their face, it's like, oh man, I've done that.
I've ruined your life.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. You don't know what you're going to do next. No. You have no idea.
No. Yeah, it's really bad. I mean, we even in my last job, which I can talk about since I'm not there anymore, is we used to call it the HR death bus. So we used to say, oh, they've got a ticket on the bus, which would mean that we were going to fire them because there's no returning from the death bus. And then my friend said that in her other HR job, they used to have a bell, so when they fired someone, they'd go ding! Obviously, and I don't condone that in any shape or form, but I think it's quite amusing.
So I just had one of those, like, those pull cords, and like your fire things comes down. It's so much more fun.
Yeah, trumpet. You're fired. Bye-bye. If you could take your things and escort them out by security, that'd be great.
Exactly. There's not an easy way to say this, but we'll try. Here.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
But it's nice, I think, if you are going to fire someone, maybe a light-hearted way of doing it will ease the blow somewhat.
What you want is one of those chairs with a button on it,
Yes!
That'd be great.
I tell you what I would like is occasionally I just like a seat that just tases them slightly.
Okay.
Just when they're being a real pain in the arse. And like, I know you're lying, and I'm going to get to the bottom of these lies. I can't prove it yet, but I will. And you just want to tase them a little bit.
Yeah.
So that is something I do get immense enjoyment out of. So I do love that day job, also because it's for a wine company. The perks are exceptional.
Yeah, right.
Although I've become a bit of a wine snob now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've become a bit of a wanker.
Right.
I'm not proud of
Would
that.
you take your own wine to parties now?
No, of course I don't.
Oh my God!
No.
So you take the wine and go, oh, thank you. No,
we're drinking this now. Are we opening this?
We will share this.
We will share this.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it is a luxury wine, and I wouldn't be able to afford to buy it myself if I didn't work for the company. And so I did, like, at Christmas, I got magnums and stuff for people because I thought we could share that and enjoy it. And then when they didn't open it, I think annoyed is a too strong a word. But you think, we should share. I bought this so we could share. Yeah, share the wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Enjoy the wine.
Share the joy.
Yeah.
I brought this to share.
Yes. Do you like wine?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, there you go. Then maybe I could share.
I would open it straight away.
Well, there you go.
I wouldn't kind of gone, okay, let's bring out the box.
Yeah.
I'm like...
No, they do. And they're like, I'll give you a Chardonnay from the box. And I'm like, how dare you? Do I look like a Chardonnay box? Although I have, obviously. I'm from Croydon. I drank White Lightning in a park.
Is their house still standing?
Yes. Yeah, maybe it's like I think if I'm wronged, there's someone who's just going around sabotaging anyone that...
That's it.
Maybe it's that.
It's that karma, the instant karma.
But then that doesn't explain the hairdryer blowing up, because that felt personal.
Maybe.
It's the only time I've ever let out a girly scream.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was like,
it's fair. I mean, when your hairdryer becomes a flamethrower, it's never a good time.
Yes, a weapon. And it was one of those things where I was almost too scared to look, because I thought, if I have no hair left...
Yeah.
And my comedy career has literally gone up in flames. My hair's gone up in flames.
Finally, I have a hook.
Finally, I'm going to be memorable. Damn it! And there I was, and then I threw it away.
Oh, that's it. That girl with the hideous facial burns. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, great. Oh,
she's so funny,
hilarious. Oh my God, she has so much material on her face and her lack of hair.
And that hairdryer. God, what a demon.
Yeah.
But now I'm too terrified to buy a hairdryer.
Oh.
I mean, I apologise for my hair today. I'm going to have to let it dry naturally for a while.
I'll let you off. So you work in the wine place, yeah?
Yes.
And people come in pissed, right?
I actually have to do wine tasting as part of our jobs. So, I mean, my induction is when I have to take people to the winery and the vineyard. So that is something that and it's awful, because having to live your life this way, where you spend time for a wine company or you're out in the evening making people laugh. I mean, it's no wonder people are trying to sabotage me and burn me alive.
Too much joy.
It's too much joy. But no, there is the thing of, you do it for a job, and then I got called up by, because you have like occupational health and stuff like that, calling me up saying, oh, we can do some drug and alcohol testing for you. And I was like, well, that's pointless, because if it doesn't come back positive, then people aren't doing their jobs, aren't they?
Exactly.
I'm sure you're sober. You can't work here. Actually, that's a good point. I don't know if we can hire anyone that's teetotal.
Yeah. Just blow into this. Well, you obviously haven't been drinking last night. Get out.
I'm sorry, we can't give you the job.
Written warning.
Are you an alcoholic? No, absolutely not. Which obviously I don't condone as part of my job, and it's just jokes. Whereas in previous organisations, I've never done HR for a company that I've really liked before. Okay. And I think because I love the company and I love the product, it's quite bizarre. Because you actually feel like I know it's silly, you actually do feel like you're making a difference.
Great.
So when you are hiring people, it's not nice, but you feel like you're making more luxury in the world. That's not a wacky thing.
Oh my God, you are the most philanthropist person I've had on this podcast so far.
So
it's like, you're just giving joy to the world.
Yeah.
It's like, it's amazing. It's just
if it's not my jokes, it's my wine. Just giving the joy. Oh my God, that's awesome.
And so what's the perks? What's the perks of Christmas? What, like, bonuses do you get?
Well, Christmas they took us to Fortnum and Mason's in the private dining for lunch.
It
was amazing. Unfortunately for me, the CEO, who's lovely, he found out that I was a comedian, so they asked me if I wanted to do some jokes at the Christmas party, and I said to my boss, I just can't do it. I was like, because I don't like to cross the two worlds.
Yeah, yeah.
And I actually changed my name at work, because one of the new starters came in one morning, followed me to the copying room and said, oh, I Googled you at the weekend and I watched your videos. And I felt like I was going to vomit all over him, which is inappropriate in the office environment.
Especially that early in the day.
Yes, I know. If you're going to be creepy, can you be creepy in the afternoon, please? I can handle it. I've had coffee, it's fine. Yeah. So then I was like, I don't like... So I didn't want people to know, but I know they do know, because then they just assume if you work part-time, you have kids, which I don't. So I have no... And they're like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, And I don't want to think I'm a lady of leisure, because I'm not, obviously. So he asked me to do some jokes. I said no. They understood, but then they said, oh, he wants you to be guest of honour. He wants you to sit next to him at the top table.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, no. Because then you feel like you're actually got to be funny and on
sociable.
And social. And it was Christmas, and I really didn't want to. I just wanted to get really, really drunk and have a good time. So then we had the wine tasting in the morning as work, because obviously you've got to do the wine tasting as part of your work. So that was before we went out for lunch. So I was really a bit tiddly. But then when I got there, it was amazing wine, and I couldn't drink it all.
Oh,
because I just didn't want to make a tit of myself.
Oh, fair, yeah, that's right.
Because
it's extra work, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like just a 10-minute set of going, okay, here's the jokes, and then I'm gone, thanks guys, and then you can go be yourself.
No, 2 hours.
That's hard, full on.
Yeah.
You're going, and then they know, that they're marking you in every part of that conversation.
Yes.
Oh, God.
And how you are at your job, the other job, and even with that they had this origami on the table, and obviously I just wanted to do a cock and balls. I mean, of course you just want to do a cock and balls, and I can't. I have to go along with it, and I have to pretend like I'm really professional, and I'm not the actual person that I am.
Yeah.
I was exhausted afterwards.
Yeah. Like trying to stop swearing as well.
Oh, no, I didn't swear at all.
Oh, that's it.
And I found myself really working on my diction, and I sounded a lot like this. Really hated myself at the end of it. It's
horrible, isn't it?
But I used all the right cutlery in the right order.
Fair play.
And I was quite impressed with that as well.
They're judging you on your funny table manners, and that's
yes.
like, and they're going to go away. No matter how that interaction goes, they're going to go away and go, well, she doesn't seem funny to me.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was boring as shit because I was being really well behaved. So it was really tough. I mean, it was lovely, and it's a nice honour to have that. But I just want, you see your mates, your workmates at the other table, and they're drawing a cock and balls, and they're having a good time. Yeah. And well, no, because it's like I realised I was sitting next to, I was having lunch with a billionaire, and that's weird for me. And that's why it just felt a bit sort of. Yeah. This is odd.
Yeah, what do you say to someone like that who's got that much money, who no fear or panic about what is coming around the corner?
Yeah, your life must be so cool. Where are you jetting off to this afternoon? Where are you jetting off to?
Totally, exactly. Yeah. What are you doing here? You could be anywhere, but you're here, sitting next to me. Oh shit, that's so much pressure. Oh no, stop thinking that.
Yeah,
oh,
I did.
God.
I was really getting in my head as well. I remember I said a couple of things where I was like, you dick, what did you say that for?
Become a child again, don't you? Going, well, I've got nothing I could say is going to be interesting. I'm just sitting here in quiet silence because... I'm obviously not good enough for anything.
No, I was really boring. And I even said things that I didn't even believe. Like at one point, because I found the hook to talk to him, and it was his kids. Because he's just had another kid, loves his kids, great dad. So I was like, great, let's talk about that. And then he was like, do you have kids? No. And obviously in my set I talk about not liking kids and not wanting kids. And so I heard myself say, but I love kids. And I look after my nephews all the time. I mean, I have looked after them once or twice, and I do love my nephews. That's not a huge stretch. But I don't love kids.
Yeah.
And I don't look at them and go, ugh. Yeah. I love cats. I'm going to be crazy cat lady, and I've accepted that, and I'm fine with that. And I did, and I spent about 20 minutes telling him about my nephews and how much I love them. I felt so dirty. But what was good is there's another girl that had recently started, and she's stunning. Tall, skinny, blonde. She was on the other side. So as soon as she sat down, game over, he's just talking to her. And I was like, oh, thank Christ. Yeah. So then I finally ate the bread and butter that was there, which obviously you're not supposed to touch. You're just supposed to eat the poncy little food, I think. So people don't really have the roll. No one else ate the roll. I went balls deep, had the roll.
Damn right.
It was really good.
I'm having bread just in case it's not enough.
Well, no, because I don't think they eat carbs. Everyone's really thin. I mean, I'm the normal one. I mean, everyone that works there is stunningly beautiful. And then there's me. And when I actually asked my boss, so how come I got the job? She went, you're qualified. And I was like, that's mean, but it's true and it's fine and I'm good with it. But yeah, it was a relief then. And then I felt like I could actually calm down a bit because he was distracted by the beautiful girl.
Right. A little bit of bait, that's what you needed.
Yeah.
And you're like shoving the bread rolls into your bag. I'm not a peasant. I just hate seeing things go to waste.
I know.
I'm going to throw them away.
Why would you waste carbs?
I know, I'm a committee. I mean, I'm
I'm a normal lady of leisure.
I have nephews and nieces, that's it.
That I love, because I love kids.
I'm taking back for them.
That's they love their bread rolls from Fortnum & Mason's. They love it.
For the children.
For the children. I'm doing it for the kids. I'm doing it for the kids that I love. No, I do love them. I'm just not that into Yeah. So
what else have you got on with you? You're doing that job and
doing the job, doing the shows. Separated from my husband. Might as well just keep that in there. We'll glaze over that one.
Okay.
So although there is the potential fear of, oh holy fuck, I've been the same guy for 12 years. What if I'm single? Yeah. Oh my god, what the hell am I going to do? Oh my god. And I had a panic with my friend, and I was like, well, I can't talk to men. How am I going to talk to men? And she was like, you talk to men as a career. She was like, you talk to a big crowd of people every single night. Yeah. So it's not the same. Yes, I'm trying to impress them, but I'm not impressing them because I want them to sleep with me. I'm just trying to make them laugh. Mm-hmm. I don't think, this might be a really mean thing to say, I don't think I'm going to pull a guy by making him laugh. It doesn't really work that way. I don't think I'm going to be like, oh, she's really witty. Suddenly I find her attractive. I don't think that's how it works.
When I first started comedy, everyone was like, oh, you must get loads of offers for being a comedian, whatever. It's like, no, that's never happened to me. Maybe it just wasn't funny enough at the start. But
me either. Maybe it's just we're not, that's bullshit. We're hilarious.
No, but it's like, that's the thing that they say, oh, all the chuckle fuckers or whatever it is.
But I have heard that from other male comedians, that they have got laid specifically because they've been funny. Just because they're a comedian, these girls will follow them around and hang around with them afterwards. Yeah. And I was like, that is such a sexist thing, because I don't know any female comedians who any guy has spoken to us afterwards ever for any reason, except to be like, hi, you're in the way. Can I get to the bar, please? Oh, that's mean. Oh, were you the one that was up there? Yeah. Oh. There we go. Live. Yeah. So no, but I think, there could be some fun material that comes out of it. I tried to do some material on it 2 weeks ago, and I thought maybe it was just a bit too soon. Yeah. And unfortunately it was an open mic, so I was just really performing to other comedians, and they looked at me like I had just farted down the microphone. Okay. It was really like I think Sarah's having a bit of a meltdown.
Too soon.
Which I wasn't.
And they know you as well. I guess it's a little bit kind of...
So I think maybe it was shocked, because obviously I hadn't told anyone, but I thought, I'll just slip it casually into the material and see what happens. Oh, this happened. Oh, there we go.
Just 12 years, guys.
Just 12 years. Yeah. Just, but it's not, we're just separated at the moment, so we're just working on things or not, or having some space apart. But it's just very strange. Of course. Because I feel like this is the only time in my adult life that I've been on my own. So that's a bit bizarre. Yeah.
You fill it with your mum and wine and tea.
I have friends.
But like I'm not sorry. I didn't mean to say. I wasn't kind of going.
Sarah's at home with her mum drinking wine.
But don't get me wrong. Whenever I was single, I would always feel that I've all this time and I could be doing something with it, but I just feel frozen in that kind of thing. If you know what I mean. Yeah. Not that I am, but in my head there's this. It feels like a block. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not explaining this very well. But
no, I think you are, because it's just there's not a void there, but there's something there that you're just like, I feel like I should be doing something more productive with my time, because this is the time when I can. Is that what you mean? Yeah, so totally. Because when you're with someone, you don't always get to do what you want when you want, so you feel like you should fill up that time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then I mean, in some respects, I feel like nothing's really changed, because I gig loads of nights, so I'm always by myself. I'm always travelling by myself, so I kind of felt like, well, that's not really changed. I'm very much used to going by. I feel like such a loser. Going out by myself, eating by myself. But then, I mean, what I've done now that is a bit different is nights when I have off, I will just go out with friends, and my friends have been amazing. I have friends who have been single throughout the entire time that I've been married, and I've always said I don't understand. And it's all fair enough, maybe I don't understand, but then you also don't understand what it's like to just be with someone for 12 years. Suddenly that's stopped. And, I mean, when I met my husband, there was no Facebook, there was no online dating, there was no Tinder, there was nothing like that. So when I was talking to my mate, she was like, oh, you can just get out there. She went, we'll just download some apps for you. And I was like, oh, so we don't get dressed up and go to a bar anymore? I was like, we don't. I was like, that's... And even there's this app, which I didn't even know about, called Happen, where if you see someone in the street that you think is hot, you can find them on this app, because they're in the area. That is really creepy.
Stalking.
Really stalking.
Shit, huh?
Yeah, I know.
But genius.
Yes, yeah. I mean, because that's the thing. If you do see someone hot and you obviously are like me and can't talk to them, then you might as well hook them up. Well, I don't know, because then you still have to talk to them eventually. Yeah. I assume. Do people still talk?
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe pick your conversations as well. Well, we don't talk about that.
Yes, these are the topics that we're allowed to discuss, and then I can write some witty little jokes about them.
Do a set.
Oh, no, I don't want to be that person. Oh, please don't make me be that person.
But doesn't that become a set after a while? Like when you date for a while and you start to go on a lot of dates, whatever it is, and you go, all right, well back whatever it was when I was dating, you kind of start to get into the rhythm of, okay, go on a date, go to this place. Oh, how you doing? And then it becomes like, and you know all the answers.
Really? See, I've never done that. I've never dated. I've had one ex-boyfriend, and then I met my current. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been on a date.
Whoa.
What the do I do?
Yeah, just do that. Because you can just go on multiple dates, and
do you do the
jokes,
same material?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god!
And it gets better each time. and then
you have a one-on-one gig. Oh my god, that's so good.
You get instant feedback, and then, but you're not sure really because the other person, of course, will laugh, but they'll be kind, and you can tell the laughter.
Actually, yeah,
you can tell the real laughter and the fake laughter after a while, But
and I assume if they want to sleep with you, they'll probably just laugh at everything.
Yeah.
So then if I say all this stuff and they don't laugh, I'm
yeah.
like, damn it. Yeah. Not only am I not funny, they don't want to sleep with me.
Yeah.
But
does it? I mean, that's the thing. Because you're saying that well, do they want to sleep with you if you're funny? Are they intimidated? Do you think?
I don't know.
You're not dating yet?
Oh God, no.
Right.
No. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to start. But I think it was that my ex, he had a real issue with me being funny, and he said he hated the fact that I was funnier than he was. I mean, which obviously wasn't going to work out. But it was just a case of I don't know if it's because guys use that as their
Your
thing.
ex-husband now?
No, sorry, my first boyfriend, we'll say. The guy I'm separated from, so he's still my husband. He really loved the fact that I was funny, and we still laugh together. Like, it's all very amicable, and we're still good friends. But it was I think he was needle in a haystack. I don't know if there's going to be many other guys that are like, yeah, I really want to be with her, she's hilarious. I don't know. I'm freaking out a little bit. I can feel myself freaking out.
What you need to do is get someone who's really good at IT, right? And then you're like, look, can you just do my poster? Yeah, great. Can you, just a website? I just got Darren. I love you. It's great. Website, poster, and then you can still be the funny one, and they can just be the technical one. That's it.
That's what I currently have.
Oh, you nailed it! You nailed it!
Shit, but it didn't work out.
God, you have a type though. Have a type already. That's great.
Definitely.
Amazing.
Yeah, I do like geeky guys.
Stay friends.
Yeah. No, I know. That's the thing. That's why I think, what the hell am I doing? I don't know.
Oh wow.
I know, messed up woman. But no, it was because I was talking about a friend of mine. She's insanely beautiful. I think I should stop hanging around with these pretty girls. It's not going to make me feel good. And she just gets men falling over to speak to her. So I thought, so men obviously aren't that intimidated. But is it that they're avoiding me because I'm intimidating because I'm funny, or because they're just not interested?
I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Like, I have a bit about like how in my new show that I've got coming up.
Oh, when's that coming up?
Coming to the Fringe 2017. We'll be in Hastings as well this year.
Hastings?
Yeah.
Are you coming to Edinburgh then?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
I'm going to do my show as well.
Yes, I can come watch. Awesome.
So, yeah, and I've got a bit which I'm like talking about, like how the person I present to the world is not the person that I am.
No.
But like, I did not know that.
Oh.
I was completely, I'd done it so well for so many years, I thought that person who I present to the world was who I am.
So who are you then? Is that too deep a question?
No, that's fine. I am still Winter.
Good, because I don't know who I'm having coffee with.
I don't mess with you because you just burn shit down. Shit just gets destroyed.
Yes, no, Winter's on the shit list. He's on the shit list. Go
you're
for fire.
You're just fucking Queen Midas, aren't you, really? But maybe that we're all self-aware to a point, but then there's like that extra little thing at the top. You kind of go, oh wait, maybe. You surround yourself with people that you like, and there's people that feed you back the things that you want.
Yes.
And then, so you have that thing that you kind of go, oh no, you're likeable, you're lovely. I go, oh great, which you are. But it's like that thing when then there's the extra thing that kind of that want. When I was single, I was like not caveman, like, they're fucking beating people. And I was like, I could feel me hunting, the eyes, and you see other people on the hunt, and it's kind of. I'm not saying that you do that. There's that the programming that we have. You go, you're lucky. It's like your Terminator. You're lucky and
yeah, because it's interesting because I always do worry about that whole thing about being self-aware, especially as a comedian, because you see people who should not be doing comedy. And they have no idea that they should not be doing comedy, and you see them perform time after time to silence, and you think, but what if that's what people think of me? What if they're like, what the fuck is she doing? Why is she doing this? She's so unself-aware. And like, people like me too much because I'm likeable that actually tell me that I'm shit. And so that does go through your mind. You're like, oh my God, is this real? Is this real?
Is it me, or is it like, I'm completely deluded?
Completely deluded. Yeah. And everyone's like, just let Sarah have her fun. She's happy in her own little world, bumbling around, making people laugh like she tries. I think, oh shit.
That, that wonderful knows it. Oh, but they're lovely. They're so nice.
But just let them have their fun. They're so nice. And that's the thing is, I do get that a lot, especially as I host a lot. Everyone goes, oh, you're really likeable. Not funny. Likeable. And I'm like, whereas deep down I think I could be a bit of an arsehole. So I was like, should I be more of an arsehole? It doesn't come naturally. Yeah. But probably because I suppress it.
Yeah.
Like if I want to say something, I probably wouldn't. So I was like, maybe if I just go out and pretend to be an arsehole, or actually act like, maybe that's what we're saying about you're presenting a version of yourself. Maybe deep down I'm a massive arsehole.
Maybe she's let some of that out. And then they go, oh, geez, Sarah, she's got such an edge now, doesn't she?
I know. She's got that scar on her face. She's got a massive edge. No hair and a massive edge.
Facial burns.
It's
great.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
I really,
I mean, she closes gigs. She literally closes gigs.
Literally kills the room. Everyone, oh no, because I'm closing a gig tonight. I was thinking about doing some new material. But it is just one of those things where I would like to have a little bit of an angry rant. I never really have an angry rant.
Yeah.
But I think that would help to sort of get it out.
But I think that you being angry would be quite terrifying, to be honest. No.
You know what, because I'm from Croydon?
No, well, now
a bit of an edge.
I've got double the fear now. Double the fear. Right. You're so happy. Because you use your powers for good, right?
I do use my powers for good. I'm a good person fundamentally.
You see people losing their rights. I've got a couple of jobs I had, and they just go throw shit around the room and fucking. I'm like, how are you getting away with this? I know you've always been like this in this job. Yeah,
if I have a bad day, everyone thinks that I'm actually having a mental breakdown. Like if I start swearing, or just thinking like, oh my God, everything's getting on top of me. People can't handle it because I'm always the one that has it together and I'm always the happy one.
Yes.
And so that's the thing, it's like, but everyone can have a bad day. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to wake up, I'm going to be back to normal, happy Sarah, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Just going through a shit time. Yeah. But it is that thing of, because I did a little while ago, I think it was about a month ago, I didn't have not a breakdown on stage, that sounds really dramatic, but there was this really happy couple in the front row who were like smooching and all lovey-dovey, and it just got me. I laid into them. I mean, it was funny, they laughed and everyone else did, but in my mind, I was deadly serious.
Yeah.
So everyone was laughing at all the horrible shit I was saying. Like, oh, you come back here when you're fucking 12 years in and literally just laid all my own personal shit on the table, which I won't reiterate now because it's too much, too soon. Yeah. But I let it all out. And it's only when I came off and my mate who was around the gig with me was like, oh, mate, you're not all right. I think we should get you a drink. And I was like, I bet everyone laughs, so it's fine. And she was like, okay, everything's fine. It was quite freeing to be able to just blurt it all out in the moment. And everyone think it was funny, and they're like, oh, she's just joking. And I'm like, no, this is my life. And then you just bring it back in.
Yeah.
Then go, have a drink.
Put the demon back in its box.
Demon back in the box. Yeah. Murderer. So
and then...
Morning, everyone!
Jazz hands off the stage. Thanks, guys, you've been great.
So, I'm Sarah, but I'm
saved at least 40 quid on my therapy there. Yay!
No, it is like that though, isn't it? But you think you've got this platform where you can get up and you can say whatever the hell you want. And that's the thing is, I don't think I really do. Like, I keep things light-hearted and likeable, whereas I genuinely feel like I should say some proper shit this year. Just even if it's just to make myself feel better. And also to be honest. Because I think a lot of people, if you've been in a long-term relationship, even when I speak to other friends, and I'm like, is this normal, is this not normal? They don't talk about it. So I think they must feel the same.
As you say, you're constantly trying to be the warm and likeable person on stage. You're like, fucking, do you know what, right? Look at Simon Amstel, he's just like a dark and miserable...
But you love him.
Yeah, because he's truthful and honest. Yeah. And that kind of, as I was saying before, I was listening back to some of my recordings, and the fucking desperation in my voice, Sarah, and I was like, oh...
But we've all been there. We're obviously up there because we need to feel loved. I mean, it's a common thing with all of us. Even people are like, oh, I don't care what the audience think. I'm just doing this for me. Wanker. and not truthful. So it's completely normal.
That realness is what we're trying to... Oh, God, it's so wanky, this
No,
next
we really
bit.
sound like...
But no, but that's truthful. It's what you need to try and get to. You're trying to turn it inside out and go, look, this is what...
This is my soul.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is if they saw how you really feel, it is maybe a bit too real. Because I've seen comedians have full-on meltdowns on stage, especially at the Fringe when the stress is just way too much. And I did sit there watching this guy, and he was talking about how his relationship had ended and he'd lost his job, literally rock bottom. But he's ranting about it on stage, but it's not funny. So he left the stage to silence, and everyone was just looking at him like... Part of you's like, oh my God, thank God that's not my life.
Yeah.
But awful, and you just think, because that's too real. It's just too much.
You just separate yourself from it.
Yeah, but it was obviously the same with me. When you're in it, I don't think you can be as funny with it because it's too raw.
Yeah, but it's like, but with like that separation, because everyone has that separation, but it's just being aware of where you live in that. It's like how much you separate from who you really are. You know, how weird and how deep does it go, the contrast to your real self and the self you present to the world. That's why I think that, like, for me, I don't think, why I don't connect with normal... Not you're saying you're not normal, but normal people. You know? Do you know what I mean?
You say you connect with people not normal.
No, because I think we're similar on
Similar-minded.
On the like
super intelligent.
Yeah, totally. I'll have you on again, Sarah.
Thanks. Be here next week with your extinguisher.
Yeah, if this place is still standing.
I'm so sorry about it. It's not me.
But yeah, so it's like, but that same sort of thing, that joyful kind of, you got that mania in you as well, and that kind of, hey God, you know what? And so when you're trying to show that on stage, you're already separated from it. So when you did that bit about the 12 years, you're still separated from it because you're still kind of like, well, this has already gone on inside, and I haven't let it out. I've always had this thing going on here. So it's like, hey guys, flip it and then back out again, and so you can flip between that rather than being real all the time.
Oh no, and
it's too complex.
I think, and also the only reason why I got away with it is because I was hosting. I'd already done like an opening 10 when I was likeable, lovely, everything's fine, isn't everything great, sunny days, and then it was in the middle that I let rip. So I think I'd already established it's all right. I'm not mental.
Yeah.
Well, this is safe zone. But then I think with the mania that you were talking about is I think you can go to the mania side because you have the other side. And that's something my mum's always said to me is because I have not hit rock bottom before, but if you've been really dark in a dark, horrible place, then you can go to the other extreme, and it is finding that balance in the middle that you then present on stage, so people don't think you are really weird. Yeah. But I think everyone must have that.
I think they do. I think they do, definitely.
They just don't talk about it.
No, they just got, I can't possibly say that's just too, that people won't like me. That's it.
Whereas if anything, they'll probably like you more by saying, yeah, do you know what, I have been in the gutter and things have been really shit, and I've thought some really dark, horrible thoughts about myself. Still do most of the time, but we're carrying on anyway. But that's the thing, is even when you're on stage, you think, no one can heckle me or say something to me that I haven't thought about myself already. So that's why it can't really hurt. Yeah. But maybe that's the difference.
That's true, that's it. You've already destroyed yourself more than anyone else.
Oh, yeah. I was like, you can't hate me more than I hate me. Come on, guys.
That's a shit heckle. Come on.
I've got the hissing book.
That's it. The diary. You're not even in my head. You're not, you're just a gnat.
Yeah, my hairdryer already did better than you did, so come on, guys.
I can deal with flames and shit,
Actual flamethrower, actual throwing it away. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to use one again.
It's scary.
Really scary.
Yeah. Hair straighteners are fucking... Well, because you're actually attached to the hair straighteners, aren't you?
Well, that's the thing. It wasn't hair straighteners. It was a hair...
But like, if...
I can't...
So you, like...
Actually, yeah, that's true. I can't use them either.
Not that I have long hair, but it's like, what if it locked on?
That never occurred to me, and now I'm freaking out.
Sorry.
Oh, my God. What if it... Oh, God. What, like... Oh...
Anyway, what's your mum do?
She's actually... Well, she's semi-retired. PA to the CEO of the post office. So she did that for a long time. And then she semi-retired. And then she got a job in a shop. But my aunt actually runs a global events business from America. So my mum's now going over to America to help her do some events in New York in March. Which means I am going with her because I can stay in her hotel for free. And I was going to try and get some gigs out there. But I've no idea where to start. So I need to post on the forums and see if comedians can point me in the right direction. Yeah. But I think I'm going to shit myself.
No, it'll be great.
Doing it in a different country.
Amazing.
Yeah, so part of me is really, really excited. Because they're going to be doing their events. So then I'll bugger off by myself, do a couple of gigs. And then come back and meet them for wine, obviously.
Great. Yeah. So really exciting times then.
It is. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think I just, we said earlier, get the fear. I really wish I didn't. And you see all these other comedians who just, you know, they rock up, they have their book of new material they've written that day, and they get on stage and they do it. I'm such a pussy. I mean, I've had moments when I have done it, and I think, oh, what was the big deal about? But then I don't, and I talk myself out of it. It's bad.
More wine.
More wine. You know what, I never drink when I perform. Do you?
No.
No, I don't.
I might have one afterwards, but that's it, because I'm usually driving, you know, so...
Yeah, same
it's
here.
a fucker.
Yeah.
It's probably helped me, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
Being a massive alcoholic.
Well, I didn't at the Fringe. Like, I went with the agreement with myself because I drank way too much the year before, and I felt crap every day. And performing every day with a hangover was not nice. So I befriended a male comedian who didn't drink, and I was like, awesome. So then we were massive losers, and we used to go and have cups of tea. But it was really nice. So you talk about your day, have a lovely cup of tea, decaffeinated, obviously, because we're old and you don't want to be old, right?
You've got to weigh yourself out. I mean, how are you doing, Sarah? Oh, I've had at least 5 cups of tea today. I'm just exhausted. Oh, yeah. And everyone else is with hangovers around you. Like, yeah, I know. I just need to go to the toilet again. Yeah. Oh, God. I know how you
tea.
feel.
Oh, gosh.
There's such a big queue in the bathroom as well. Oh, God. That's
Sarah
it.
and her tea.
That's it.
But that was a real lifesaver for me, because then it was nice to have someone who I really liked just to chat with, and that there's no pressure to drink. Because if I did hang out with other friends, I'd probably be tempted.
Yeah. Give me a shout. I'll be up for it.
We'll have a cup of tea.
That's
See, it's all about the tea.
And
I know a great place.
Okay, great.
Which is so sad.
I can't wait.
But I love it. No, because you get little biscuits. Oh, God. So sad. I'm waiting.
Everyone else is there going, oh, God, the Fringe is so bad. All the drinking and the kebabs. You're like, oh, yeah, all the tea and biscuits.
All the tea and biscuits.
Terrible.
Yeah, no, they do. They have those like pink wafers.
Pink wafers.
Pink wafer biscuits. They're not my favourite. Well,
what's
they're
your
up there.
favourite? Cool, what's your favourite?
Oreo cookies.
Oh, amazing.
I love Oreos.
Do you know why I like them as well?
Yeah.
Because they're in their own separate...
Yes!
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and then you can not feel so bad that you've only had 6 rather than the whole packet.
That's true. And also, you know that no one else has touched those biscuits as well. You know, there's no other fingers gone on those biscuits.
There's your control side coming out. Is that a thing for you? Someone touching your biscuits? No one touches my Oreo!
A little bit. I like. Yeah, they're in a hermetically sealed pack, and like, yeah. I mean,
do you sterilise the outside of the packet before you open them?
I do, just in case. I open them with tweezers. You know, like in another bag, and you know, like.
I'm surprised you didn't have to use some sort of hygiene gel upon entering.
Yeah, like
the house.
I have to make it. I gotta have a little sound effect too.
That's so true.
And then they'll see the real Trekkie of me. Damn it, I've given myself away.
I know.
But you're such a massive nerd.
Silly sod.
Oh, dear.
But yes, we'll do tea.
Yeah, that'd be
Tea's
great.
fun.
I can't wait.
I did, like, one night, I got really, really drunk because I'd had a bad day. Right. And I thought, screw it. So I called up my mate who I knew would want to get drunk. And he was like, yeah, let's go get drunk. But then he got sidetracked by, there was one of the Jaeger girls in there. He was giving out shots, so he was like, oh, can you fuck off now? I want to pull the Jaeger girl. I was like, that's mean.
Yeah.
But at that point, I was really drunk. And then I was sitting outside the church eating pizza and crying. And I thought, this is probably the lowest moment for me. And then the next day I woke up super hungover, super emotional. And I thought, no, I can't do this.
No,
There's obviously, you're just too tired. It's too intense.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't do about 8 gigs a day on that. So I did turn up the gigs and people were like, how are you? And I'm like... It's just irrational. I'm just so tired, and I'm fat, and I hate myself, and people are going to laugh. And welcome to the stage, Silly Iles. Oh, hi guys! Yeah, how's it going?
Oh, that's so ridiculous.
It's so awful. Yeah, it's mad.
It's like it is sensory overload, isn't it?
Really
it's
is.
like and all these people going hi. I remember seeing Rory O'Hanlon in town, and like I was walking across the bridge, you know, towards Princess Street.
Yes.
And I saw him one day, and I was like, Rory, how's it going? And I was in a good mood that day, and he was like,
yeah.
And then I saw him the next day, or a couple of days later, and he was in a really good mood,
and
I was miserable. He was like, how's it going, Winter? And I was like,
welcome to the Fringe. But you go there and you're fresh faced and you're like, yeah. I remember the first time I did it, and my mate said to me, she was like, look, just so you know, everyone has a Fringe breakdown. I was like, that's ridiculous. I'm such a strong woman. That's not going to happen to me. She was like, okay. A few days later, she had her breakdown. So I took her for some fudge, and then we had a nice lunch, and she cried, and it was fine. 3 days later, Sarah, rock bottom. And she was like, I told you. And you're like, it's so intense, though. And you're thrown into this environment where you're around all these other comedians, and if you don't, you know, the first year I did it, I didn't have the friend group that I have now, where I feel like I have genuine friends that are comedians. They were just kind of associates. So it was kind of hard. Whereas now you think, I'm okay. I'm going to have a meltdown. There's people that have to deal with it, that know me well enough that they can deal with it. So that's the nice buffer that we have. So are you going for the full thing?
I'm going to go for a full run, yeah.
Okay. Give me a call when you have your meltdown. Then
I will, I'll definitely. I'm sure it's going to happen many times.
I'll give you some sealed biscuits. Here you go. Here you go.
Little container, a little bubble, a massive plastic bag which I'll sit in, and a little window envelope.
Who's that guy? Oh, he's a solo performance piece.
That's it. That's it.
Just give him some change so he can buy some biscuits and everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, it takes Oreos. Oreos accepted.
Yeah, Oreos accepted. You just have that on the side.
I'll be next to the Predator, you know, there as well. Yeah. What else is on the agenda this year?
Well, I'm in a sitcom. In a radio sitcom. We did the first season was it 2 years ago? No, about a year ago. So now we're doing the second one.
Yeah.
So I did the read-through last Saturday. A friend of mine, he's just written this radio sitcom, and it's really bloody impressive because, you know, I've been like, I'm going to write stuff, and I don't. And I think now, because the characters are established, I play a very middle-class lady in her 30s called Betty. So I can actually act and put on a posh accent, which is good. But I use that at my day job. And it's really good fun. So the other performers, they're comedians.
Yeah,
so it's really nice.
Yeah.
So we went along, and obviously we're just supposed to be doing the read-through, pissed about for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And it's in Brighton, that's where most of the cast are based. So it's really nice. So I'm hoping that we're going to do the other read-through in April, and then we're going to record it towards the end of the year. But it's quite nice because he works for the BBC, so there's always that little hopeful of maybe it might lead to
credit.
Something.
Off you go.
Yeah, because he did a radio thing for BBC 4, so he asked me to come along and be interviewed about being a comedian. And obviously I dropped the F-bomb accidentally within...
Oh.
And I was like, I'm not supposed to swear.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't realise I had a potty mouth until
they could cut it
other
out,
people. Well, no, they did.
Oh.
But it was when he said, "Oh, we had to edit out all of the swearing." I was like, "Oh,
one swear."
I didn't. No, I think I must have sworn a hell of a lot more than I realised.
Right.
I think the F-bomb was just like in the first 30 seconds.
Well,
but I think I just don't realise how much I swear.
Yeah.
I didn't realise I was a swearing person. And
Yeah.
then you said to other people, and go, "Oh yeah, big time."
And you went, "Oh bollocks."
Sensitive arseholes. Come on.
That's it.
Yeah. So no, that's happening as well. I always keep on forgetting about that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't do anything. Like my life is incredibly boring. But then when you talk about it, you think, oh no, there's fun stuff that could...
You just get used to it, don't you? You go, oh yeah, of course I'm doing this and I'm doing that.
I'm just doing another sitcom and another show and another thing. But I think it's just I really admire the fact that he's written this whole series.
Yeah.
I just find that so unbelievably impressive. And you read it and it's so funny.
What's it called, if you don't mind?
Oh, it's called Don't Worry, It's Only the End of the World.
Okay.
So you can actually go onto the website, which is called Don't Worry, It's Only the End of the World, and you can listen to, I think it's 6 episodes from the first season.
Great.
And it was the top 10 and noteworthy in iTunes.
Excellent.
I think it's now on Spotify. I think he said it's now on Spotify.
Right.
So I really like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I think it was likened to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy sort of thing, because what's happened is the end of the world. It's all been killed off by this virus, but the virus lost its steam halfway through, so some people are half dead. So their body has been decomposing, but they're still alive. So it starts off with, it's the end of the world. There's a guy who's left with his decomposing girlfriend who wanted to break up with him, but he doesn't know. So there's a whole notion of what you do if you're the last two. And there's me, another guy, and we're sort of the main ones. And then it gets a bit surreal. There's also Death, who is on holiday and gets caught up in it all, then can't return to hell. It's all quite surreal and interesting. But it's been loads of fun, because I've never done sort of radio comedy before. And even just, I used to act, and that was my main background, so it's quite nice to return to that and do a bit more of that. So I have a degree in acting, and I originally, when I left university, I toured a play around America when I left, but I just didn't love it. But I didn't get excited. It's not like how I feel about comedy, as in I kind of saw it as a bit of a chore, and it was all very fake. All lovey-darling kind of thing, and I kind of fell out of love with it.
Kiss.
Yeah, and you sort of go to auditions, and I did some acting classes, and it didn't feel right for me. So I did some presenting for a while, presented Post Office TV. That was, I also auditioned for Psychic TV. Didn't get it, probably should have known. So that's embarrassing, it's my bad. But they held the auditions.
It wasn't fate.
No, it wasn't on the cards. Literally, it wasn't on the cards. But they did the auditions in the same place they have Babe Station.
Okay.
So I was walking up these stairs, ready for my audition, and there's this woman, like, gyrating on this bed in her lingerie. And I was like, I think I'm here for the wrong thing. Clearly I'm not the Babe Station kind. I'm here to be, So no, that was that. So I did that for a while, and then I did the stand-up. But I've always wanted to do stand-up. That was always but I was just too much of a pussy.
But, so you went for Psychic TV?
Yes.
Interesting. So, go on, tell me more about this.
Well,
do you read cards as well, and do you do all this?
Well, no, it wasn't my job to be psychic. I mean, I actually do, this is something I've never told you, I do tarot cards because they do them in my family. I'm not very good at it because I don't like to do readings for other people because, one, It's not that I don't 100% believe in it, but I don't think it can predict the future. I think it just helps you with how you're feeling at the time. If you know someone, you can't do their tarot because you will always struggle to be objective. You'll just tell them what they want to hear. So I don't do it for anyone like that, but my aunt and stuff does. So
do it for comedians. Oh, what am I going to be? The agent? Oh, no, so who's going to knock on my door? Is it which management? Momentum?
No, but it gets like that. I have a problem in my life. I do the cards and I'm like, I have no fucking idea what it means. I take a picture message, send it to my aunt, and she's like, oh. And I'm like, because it's like, why did you do it? I was like, I don't know. I thought I'd be able to figure it out, but you can't. You always see what you want to see. It's terrible.
I'm going to get 5 stars, right? 5 stars tomorrow.
100% 5 stars. I'll bring my cards with me. We can have a cup of tea and some Oreos, and I'll do your cards. And we'll be like, oh, get out the plastic bag.
That's it.
So no, I did it originally because I had an interest in it, and it isn't your job to do any of the psychic stuff. They have psychic people on there to do it all. So it was just doing the presenting, and I didn't get it, obviously, but I think I was too nervous because it was all really surreal. Suddenly you're in this studio and they put an earpiece in, and I'd not done that before. I'd only done sort of live presenting, so that was not. It's a whole different thing, isn't it? Really is.
Terrifying as well.
Have you done it too?
That's what I thought I wanted to do years ago as well. Yeah. And I was like, I want to do presenting. It's like I wanted to perform, but I didn't know what it was that would fit me.
Same thing.
And, exactly. And I was like, so I was like, I want to present. I was like, but then I was like, I'm a cardboard cutout of a person. I'm not really who I am out there. I'm just like, hey guys.
And, it is fake, very fake.
Absolutely. Yeah. Did this audition. Do you do the shopping? I was like, presenting. I'll try every kind of presenting.
I didn't get an audition for them, so you did better than I did.
You're so lucky, I tell you. I mean,
really?
Like you dodged a bullet because I did. But you've got to be a different kind of animal to do the shopping channel stuff.
Yeah.
You really got. Hi guys. You've got to talk non-stop about this whatever it is you're selling for. You've got to do something called a pen test, and you've got to sell this pen.
I had to do that for Psychic TV.
It's so hard.
Yeah, I had to sell the pen for Psychic. That was my first audition, and then they called me back. It's weird though. It's a weird test.
Yeah, a big biro. Yeah.
Yeah, big biro. Yeah, that was exactly it. I don't even remember what I said.
I went to one in north of Birmingham direction. I was there, and I was there, and I said, "I'll see whatever it was." And then they said, "Bring anything you want to sell." And I was like, "Okay, I'll bring a DVD player." And there's so many fucking functions on a DVD player, and I was just like,
no, keep it simple.
And just caught fire on there, and the woman said to me, "Did you take a day off work for this?" I was like, "Yeah, I took a day off work." And so
that's a mean thing to say.
Yeah, it's all right. I was like, fair enough, but it was just like really hard to do. What was your worst audition?
I think it probably was Psychic TV.
Oh, was it?
I think it was only because there was this woman there who got out. There were supposed to be tarot cards, but they were cat cards, which I'd never heard of before. So obviously immediately I'm like, well, this is bullshit. And so I thought it was ridiculous. And she was referring to the different cats by name and kind of doing and it was, I was like, I think, it was like, is this taking the piss? Is she mental? But the fact that you've got to keep a straight face and be like, so now we're going to go and do this, and she's going to tell us about, is Joy going to leave her husband?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? And it was just very surreal. And the fact that I could still hear the music from Babe Station next door, I think, was also a little bit surreal. And I thought, maybe I'll just take my kit off and go next door and see if I have any more luck with that. Gyrating around. Yeah. What are you wearing? I don't know. That's really tight to even pretend that. But no, that was really... Yeah. Because the thing is, I knew I was doing really badly. And it's that moment when you think, can I just go? Because there's no point. Yeah. It's like when I took my driving test the first time and I smacked into the bollards and it took the mirror off and the guy screamed. And I was like, can we just go back to the test centre? And no, he made me do the whole bloody thing. And it's like, but I know I failed. So it was like that thing of just saying, even when you're on stage and you're like 2 minutes in, you're like, everyone hates me. If it's not a paid gig and you not have to do a set time, you should just be able to say, right, I'm going to round this up now because you're hating me and I'm hating me and this is too much. So I don't know why you can't just be honest.
Can't waste everyone's time.
Yeah.
That's it. I'll go back and write some more stuff. Or we'll go back and just, do some more time somewhere else.
And you think about yourselves and how you've been as an audience and how you let me down and you let yourself down. Totally. And how you should be nicer as people.
Team effort, guys.
Yeah, come on.
Team. Yeah. That's it.
But then do you get it sometimes, don't you? You get on stage and they look at you like, go on, bitch, make us laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on in. You want to see the rage, do you? Yeah. You know how one time we're going to gig and we'll both bloody lose it. And it'll be like, what happened to Sarah and Winter? They've gone nuts.
They just looked at each other across and went, tonight,
It's
Sarah.
time.
This is the time.
They took away the Oreos, Winter. It's time. Let's do this.
Some sort of human form of Transformers. Whoosh, let's go. Like Power
Totally
Rangers.
going to happen at the Fringe. It'll be so... We'll look at each other and be like...
Storm. Go time.
Let's just go time. Let's just be ourselves. What does that mean? You'll see.
Yeah. Acting background as well. So, I mean, you just don't pursue it anymore. But there's more money in that, isn't there?
I've done some stuff, and I was asked... I did something called Asylum Circuit last year, where it's based around all comedians going to therapy. And I was playing the therapist, which I was pleased about because I didn't actually want to play myself because the other comedians played themselves. So it was really cleverly written, and so you've got the standard one who turns up who really manic depressive but amazing on stage, someone who's just really unself-aware but thinks he's this shit, and it was all sort of stuff like that. And then a girl turns up and she just starts telling jokes and she's not actually answering the questions. That was amazing, especially to be the therapist in it and think, God, I think all of us could use some therapy as comedians.
Yes, definitely.
So that was really good fun, and I think now she's actually writing more of it. And I'm going to be acting in that again this year. So although I've done the radio stuff, I haven't done any, not proper acting, but it is very different. I think I might be quite nervous to I was very nervous when we did it last year. But it feels less pressure than the stand-up.
Yeah.
And it's nice to be part of a team.
Yeah.
I think that's what I loved about the radio sitcom, is you turn up, it's the same people every week. You get to know each other. You have tea and biscuits. Again, I'm sensing a theme here, I know. And it's just really nice. And I think that's what I like. I like having a sense of belonging.
Community.
Yeah, community. Which again you don't get because you're always in a different place each night with different people. And that's why it's such a pleasure when you turn up on a bill and you see someone, like when we turned up at that last gig and we just chatted for ages and just laughing away, people looking at us like we were mental.
I know, but everyone else was going, giving it the old, alright guys, how you doing? How many gigs you got? I was like, oh, piss off, let's just be normal.
Yeah, come on, let's just have a chat.
Yeah.
And it was really nice because obviously the gig was shockingly bad.
Yeah.
So it's fun because you just think, well, at least you haven't wasted either. You have a lovely chat and then you go home. Whereas when you do turn up and no one wants to talk or it's an effort, and even when you do car shares and you get weirdos on the car shares, it's awful. Yeah. And you have all that pressure to make conversation. Whereas now, I won't.
Same.
Really?
Same.
Oh my god, it's so funny!
I'll just go. I'll do the minimum.
Yeah.
But if I sense that there's nothing else coming, I'm like, well, that's it then. Okay.
If you're not going to give me anything back, I mean, it's like you're missing out because I'm very chatty.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
if you don't want to engage with that, but there's only so much effort you could put in. Exactly. If people give you one-word answers, I'm like, well, I'm done with you now. We're just going to drive in silence. But then you put the radio on and they look upset.
Totally.
But I need something to entertain me whilst I'm chatting.
Exactly. Well, could have started reading a book, but then I would.
I know. But then they're like, really...
get all sensitive now.
Now you're worried about the drive.
Oh yeah, look, I'm just on Facebook and texting at the same time. I'm just emailing for other gigs as well. Well, I'll also do my admin since you're not talking to me and I'm driving at the same time.
I'll have a conversation with another comedian who's not in the car because you're shit.
What's your life worth? A little bit of conversation goes a long way into prolonging your life.
But I hate that thing. Is I would much rather drive by myself and be by myself, which I know seems really antisocial because a lot of people think that I'm a very sociable person, and I am. But I'm only like that with people that I like. And then now I'm at the point where if I don't like someone, I can't hide it. And I won't hide it. Because I'll be civil, like, hi, nice to see you. But then I don't want to have a proper chat. I'd much rather invest my time having a really fun chat with someone I liked, because otherwise what's the point?
I know, it's it. You're just forcing it.
They're not enjoying it. I'm not enjoying it.
I think it's the part of getting older, isn't it, really? Yeah. Of going, like, but the filter is just slowly disappearing.
Until it goes entirely, and we're like, this is me!
You start coming on stage, like, oh god, and that's the scary thing, isn't it? Yeah. So soon, the more you do this, you're still trying to connect with people, and as you get older, the less hopefully your audience stay with you. Otherwise, you keep meeting other new audience, and the new audience go, what?
Yeah, who's this person?
This person is fucking mental. Yeah. And whoa, okay. But hey, But
I'd like to try that. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think I'll carry on doing, because obviously a lot of my money and work comes from MCing, which don't get me wrong, I absolutely love, because you get to interact and you get different conversations, you're not just doing your material. That I don't want to lose. Yeah. But I would like to work more on the other side. And like this year, I think, because of the shit that I'm going through at the moment in my personal life, although it's awful to think this way, it was like, it really has given me so much stuff I want to talk about, so much I want to write about. Part of me feel like I can't, because I feel like I'm being disloyal, because although I think it's hilarious, I can't tell it yet because I'm not through it yet, and I think it's too close. But I get quite excited about, you're supposed to go through these experiences and then talk about it. Yeah. because otherwise I'm just static and I'm not really doing anything new.
You need to just say the stuff out loud. Because sometimes even if it's in your head, you go, oh, this is how I think. You forget who you are at that moment.
And who you were when you wrote it.
Yeah.
Because I'm still doing some material that I wrote like a couple of years ago. Lazy. Super lazy. I've accepted that I'm lazy. I need to move on. But it's like, I remember how excited I was at the time. And then you get to the point where you think, well, it's not working anymore. It's not working anymore because I'm not the kind of person that would say that anymore. But then I'm too, but then the fear of writing, because I've got pages of all this stuff I want to try. And then you reread it and you think, well, this is shit. This isn't funny at all. Why am I doing this job? I'm not funny. Oh, well, I'm on now anyway. Here we go.
You just got to get up and go, and that thing you do, like when you go and say, hi guys, and you got to do that at home though, with that bit of material that you are hating. You got to go, hi, and do the jazz hands with that piece of material. No, there's something in this. There is something in this.
There is, because you obviously wrote it down for a reason. You think there must be something in that you want to say. Yeah,
facing person of who you are. Yeah. Because going, oh no, I don't show that whole
she's
thing.
coming out. She's coming out. Oh no, there she is.
And you're like, because you got to face that, whatever you are or whatever you, who you are in the world. This is me projecting.
I was going to say, no, this is very deep. I wasn't expecting this. I feel like I'm learning as well as having a chat.
But maybe I misproject. It might be me projecting. No. But it's like, we got to face who you are in that stage. You can't be that always like,
no,
guys, and like you got to be that. Oh, fuck it, guys.
I'm having a bad day.
Yeah, and
I'm having a bad month.
Yeah,
everything's exploding. Got to try and embrace it.
Yeah, embrace. I mean, this is it. You can fuck it. Like this or not. This is what it is.
So I've just seen your impressive array of post-its.
Oh yeah, oh my god, Sarah.
For people obviously that can't see this, of how many is that? 10 different types of post-its in.
They are actually bookmarkers, but
they're bookmarkers.
Yeah, they're like notepad markers. So you've got
a special leather-bound folder. Yeah. Shit the bed. Look at those.
2011, baby. Oh yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, so I'm in post-it heaven at the moment because
that's an impressive.
I love stationery.
Yeah, so do I. I can't go near a Ryman's.
Right, just like end up with
Tiger and Ryman's, it's just a game over. I'm the same as Waterstones. I have to walk past because otherwise that's it. My money's going to go.
Yeah,
just can't. I've got no self-control.
Yeah, it's stationary.
Stationary. I'm such a loser.
No, it's great.
Tea, biscuits, stationary.
I love writing.
I'm going to die alone.
Hey, look, I'm not dead yet, but like, maybe no. Well,
but the world is drying. The world is literally setting my world on fire.
Well, I hope you won't die alone, but I'm sure you'll get post-it notes. And hey, look, there's nothing wrong with having post-it notes.
No one's alone with a post-it note.
Everyone loves them. They secretly do. And little highlighters. I never use highlighters, but they're amazing.
I've got a special pack of highlighters. Wow. I think I'm missing out there.
Do you have little leather-bound sleeves?
Of course I do. Why don't you get a sleeveless one? Get some highlighters. Go nuts.
So, okay, you're doing the Fringes this year. First solo show you're doing.
Yeah, the Silly Iles.
The Silly Iles, right.
Yeah.
Silly Iles.
I know it's a pun on my name, and everyone will be like, but I don't care. Because I was going to do it. I was thinking of doing it as something else, which was, is my marriage over? But I thought, again, it's too soon, and it might actually be over by the time I do the show, and therefore that's just awkward. So I thought, again, the Silly Iles, because I can keep it quite vague and generic, and now I can write it around what I want to do, because I think it will develop by the time I get there. Which I think a lot of people do. They have the name and they decide to do it, and then they write the material afterwards, right? Yeah,
I think so.
Okay.
I think I've got my show's not. It's not just for Christmas, is what it is. It's not. I don't want to do a pun on my name. I know it's a real Christmassy show, doing it in summer, but hey, let's just try that and see how.
No, but it feels like winter when you're in Edinburgh. So I mean, and the weather's so schizophrenic that you're freezing one minute, really hot the next. Yeah. So if anything, you can get away with it there.
We'll try it. So we'll see. But so you've got that coming up, and you've got your sitcom. What's the sitcom called?
It's called Don't Worry, It's Only the End of the World. Okay. So and that's season 2, and it is one of those things that now that we've done the first series, the characters are really well defined. Right. So it feels so much more natural now. And the writer, I mean, he's an excellent writer anyway. Alfie Shaw. Alfie Shaw. But this is just, it feels so right for the characters and where they're going on their journey now. And just he's just nailed each character, and it's so much fun. Yeah. And when you read it, and it's just so clever and funny. Oh, you don't have to love him or hate him. And he's so young, he's 23.
Great. Oh, great. Fair play to him.
I know. Yeah. Really annoying.
Do you do any other writing yourself? Do you any like...
Well, I've been looking at doing other bits and bobs. I've got... Oh, that sounds so wanky. I had an idea about a sitcom as well, and I was looking to write that as well. And I ran it by my mate Alfie, because obviously he's written one already, and he was so knowledgeable that, because he was so helpful and sharing all the stuff, you need to do this, you need to do that. But afterwards I just got a little bit overwhelmed of, oh my God, there's no way I can do this because you're... but I think I've just got to woman up and just write it. But again, I was going to do some writing yesterday. and obviously I didn't. And so Sunday.
But there's you got a lot on at the moment, though. To be fair. There's a lot of stuff that you need to just kind of need to settle.
Yeah, I'm really struggling with my motivation. I know that's again really sad thing to say, but it is just when I felt like I'm gonna write. I go through days where I just feel really knackered and just a bit shitty. And then I had a couple of gigs that were really tough, and I thought, I can't. The last thing you want to do is be like, yay, let's write today. But then I think if I force myself to do it every day, it's better than nothing. Yeah. And then maybe I'll get into the swing of it and inspiration will come or whatever.
Where can we come see you apart from Brighton Fringe?
Brighton Fringe, I'm doing, I think it's the second weekend at the Quadrant at 7 o'clock. So that's Chickass. So I'm going to do 20 minutes compilation with my friends. I'm doing a couple of previews. So I can't remember where they are though, which is a bit bad. So
SarahIles.com.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, my website is sitcom. So it will be on there. So yeah, the sitcom, the Fringe shows. And obviously now that we've moved the venue from, unfortunately, the one that burned down, that's going to be fun now to do because that'll be in East London. So it'll be nice to do something a bit different somewhere else. And that's weekly, so that's always fun. Mainly just trying not to lose my shit. I think if I come out at the end of this year and I'm still smiling, maybe the rage will creep out at some points. But all in all, if I still manage to have friends and people still don't hate me, and I'm still doing comedy and getting paid for it, then I consider that a success. I would like to do it full time. I really would like to end this year doing it full time. But I'm quite realistic. And I love my day job.
That's great.
So I think if I still love my day job and I love the security of the money, I did kind of freak out. Like when the aeronaut burned down and that was a sizable chunk of my income that was just gone. And because it's an act of God, it's not like you're still going to get paid. That freaked me out. I like to know that I can pay my rent and bills, as we all do. Yeah.
Well, Sarah Iles, thank you for coming on the Comedy Defect. It's been great. I've really
Pleasure.
enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
And that was episode 34 with Sarah Iles. Sarah Iles, a very funny comedian and a lovely person too, an absolute gem of a person. It's great to have her on the show. She's writing her first 50-minute show, which she's going to be taking to Brighton and the Edinburgh Fringe. She's previewing that around the country. Details of that are on her website, which is sarahiles.com. And the name of the show is The Silly Iles, so go check it out. She's a very funny comedian. Also got a sitcom coming out called Don't Worry, It's the End of the World. Go check it out, guys. Come on, go do it. Like her page. Go see her on YouTube. Go see her live. It's where it happens. It's where it lives. If you like this podcast, you want to follow us on Twitter, we're there at The Comedy Defect. If you want to follow me, it's at winterphonander. If you want to come see my live stand-up gig dates, I'm previewing a show which is going to be taking to the Edinburgh Fringe and, of course, Hastings. Details of that are on my website, which is winterphonander.com. The show at the moment is called It's Not Just for Christmas. That is probably going to change. I want you there. I need you there so I can bounce things off you, so you can confirm or dispel my fears about certain bits. It's going great at the moment. There's some stuff which is coming together, and as I say, other stuff which is falling apart. But if you like this podcast and you want to support us, you can go to Patreon, type in The Comedy Defect Podcast, and you can donate as much as £5 or more if you want, or as little as £1. Because if you donate, you're paying for the people that can't. And the people that can't, that's fine. Just share your favourite episode or leave us a nice review wherever you get your podcasts. Because it helps. It tells people where we are and what we're doing. But that's it for now from this episode of the Comedy Defect Podcast. We'll see you next week for episode 35 with Athena Kobleno.